everybody, welcome to this unboxing video, and I've got something special for you. I managed to get me a box of the new Star Wars Unlimited set. This is Twilight of the Republic. You may remember that I wasn't super thrilled with set 2. So I'm actually really excited about this set despite not knowing a lot of the characters in here because I didn't watch Clone Wars. So I did go to a pre-release for this last night as well. You can check out the picture of my polls over on the Instagram that I've totally forgot to mention ever on this channel. So yeah, there's an Instagram for the channel where I'm posting pictures of stuff. So yeah, I did that. I didn't get anything crazy, but I'm also really stoked that I didn't pull any duplicates because, as you may remember, I have like 5 or 6 Cad Banes out of a dozen packs of Shadows. So having 6 unique leaders was quite the treat. Anyway, I thought we'd crack into this guy, see what we get. I'm not really banking on pulling anything crazy, like a showcase or anything. And I also, as you probably know, don't really keep up with spoilers, so I'm not really familiar with too many things in here. But we'll see what we get, and mostly I'm hoping to get Nalase, both leader and unit Dooku, and a couple other things I think would be fun to have. Unit Grievous looks like he could be a good time. But yeah, let's crack in, see what we get, and see if we get any good pulls. So yeah, the pre-release was fun. I went 1 in 6 because I'm terrible. I didn't build a great deck, admittedly afterwards realizing it. So let's see what we get here. So we got Anakin Skywalker, Pike Palace. Let's see. I'm going to try not to go into like super detail on every single card and like read through all their abilities, but some I might. So for our commons, we've got Warrior Drone, Confederate Courier, Relentless Rocket Droid. I had one of these in my deck last night, and every time he hit the table, instantly got removed. So that was annoying. Wartime Trade Official. Pelta Supply Frigate. Also had one of these in my deck, and I think it was a mistake. I think I had too many expensive cards. But I was just trying to make sure I had good coverage in space and ground and didn't do it effectively. Brigade Strike, Droid Starfighter, Elite P-38 Starfighter, Tri-Droid Suppressor. I haven't seen this guy yet. Exploit 2, exhaust an enemy ground unit when played. Oh, well that sounds like fun. See, on top of things, Magna Guard Wing Leader. Ooh, Hyperspace Hello There. This is a pretty mean card. I got this played against me a few times. Hey, look at that! We got him already! Awesome. Yeah, this is one of the few cards I saw ahead of time, and he just looks really fun. I think other people are probably not going to be super thrilled about him because he's not optimal, but I think he looks like a good time. And our foil, Clone Heavy Gunner. Alright. So far, off to a good start. Alright. Yoda, pulled him last night. Sundari. Multi-Troop Transport. This is a card that got played against me in, I think, 2 of the decks I played last night, and just absolutely kicked my ass. One of the guys played this with Senator Palpatine, so every time this attacks, it creates a Battle Droid token, and Palpatine's ability allows token units to come into play readied. And so he was just vomiting out token units, and I just couldn't keep up with the damage. So I know that's a good card. Republic Arc 170. Drop in. I use this, not to great effect. Heavy Persuader Tank. Falchion Ion Tank. Haven't seen this yet. 4/6 Sentinel. Seems could have used that last night. Another heavy Persuader tank. This time in hyperspace. Republic Attack Pod. ETA-2 Light Interceptor. Now I had one of these in my deck because Restore 2 is really nice. But man, I never got a chance to play it. At cost 5, it feels just a tad expensive, I think. But also, you know, doing a 30 card deck, like maybe it just wasn't great in that. But it seems like it could be good. Might give it another try. Wolfpack Escort. Independent Senator. Well, that seems like it'd be fun. Spend 2 resources and exhaust him to exhaust a unit with 4 or less power. Admiral Trench. Unshakable Will. Kit Fisto. There you go. So we've gotten a Jedi and a Sith as our rares. And B1 Security Team is our foil. See, like I said, there's a lot of characters I'm not familiar with because I never watched Clone Wars. I tried, I really did. I just think the art style is hideous, so I didn't bother with it. So I'm sure a lot of these characters have more meaning to other people than they do to me. Maul, I pulled him last night. I'm torn about using him. He's really good. I got him played against me and he destroyed me. Lair of Grievous. Grievous Reassembly. Obedient Vanguard. Clone Heavy Gunner. Aggrieved Parliamentarian. Which, this guy seems like he would be a really mean card to use in Twin Suns. But I guess it depends on the decks you're playing. Guarding the Way. Subjugating Starfighter. Hyperspace Padawan Starfighter. Armored Saber Tank. I got one of these played against me last night and it's pretty good. 5/5 Sentinel for 6. Favorable Delegate. You play draw a card when defeated, discard a card from your hand. Alright. Hello there again. Jesse, so one of those characters I have no familiarity with. Tactical Droid Commander. When you play another Separatist unit, you may exhaust a unit that costs the same as or less than the unit you played. Okay. The Clone Wars. I had one of these in my deck, and I just don't see the value in it quite yet, but... And, ooh, a foil droid manufactory. That could be fun. I didn't like that Shadows had no rare basis. Seemed kind of dumb to me. Alright. Jango Fett. Woo. Level 1313. Nice little in-joke. Wasn't there going to be a video game called 1313? Bactoid Spider Droid. Soldier of the 501st. Vanquish. Which I think is a reprint from one of the other sets. I don't remember. Advanced Recon Commando. B1 Attack Platform. Padawan Starfighter. Droid Starfighter. Political Pressure. Patrolling AAT. I think I pulled one of these. But that looks like it'd be fun. Twice the Pride. So big increase in your power, but does 2 damage to the unit. So, you know, you play this on something with grit. It's a pretty good card. Wartime Profiteering. Oh, Hyperspace Rush Clovis. No idea who this guy is, but Hyperspace Rare. Never turned my nose up at that. Ooh, another rare, Unmasking the Conspiracy. Discard a card from your hand. If you do, look at an opponent's hand and discard a card from it. Okay, I could see where that would be really useful. And a foil Calculating Magna Guard. Alright. Hyperspace Jank effect, great. Hyperspace The Nest. Daring Raid, used this quite a few times. This is a pretty decent little card. Devastating Gunship, pretty good card. Republic Tactical Officer. I had this guy in my deck and he worked sometimes. The problem is his thing is a win played, which means he's great for a late game cheap drop. For early game, he kind of does nothing because he's the only Republic unit on the table most times. Senatorial Corvette, had this in my deck. Holdout Blaster. 41st Elite Corps. Coordinate when this unit gets +0/+3. Okay. Phase 1 Clone Trooper, nice 2-cost generic. Geonosis Patrol Fighter. Oh, the Hailfire tank. I think I had one of these. No, I don't remember. Clone Commander Cody. So Overwhelm is an ability that just devastated me in my first match. The guy I played was running Maul, and he was able to just give everything Overwhelm, and I couldn't get any of my big units out, so he was just constantly killing my small units, and the damage bled over into my base, and I just could not keep up. So that's a really solid ability. Overwhelm and like being able to turn out a lot of tokens seems to be like the big thing with this set from my experience thus far, you know, playing 6 games. But yeah, pretty cool card. The Coordinate ability lets other units get +1/+1 and gain Overwhelm, which is huge. So he will probably see some use in a deck. Compassionate Senator. Bloodsport is another card I used last night. I'm not entirely sold on it. Doing 2 damage to each ground unit, it can be sort of board wipe, but it can also... I feel like every time I had it, most of the stuff I had out only had like 2 health, so I ended up killing my own stuff half the time too. And our rare is Roger. And, ooh, a Hyperfoil Republic Commando. This was a fun card. I used this in my deck last night. I was running Padme with a red base. And I think Padme could be really fun, but I think in a 30-card deck, her ability is both good and bad. So, Hyperfoil Maul, or Hyperspace Maul rather, second one of that. Hyperspace Typoca City. Merciless Contest. 500 First Liberator. This is a card I had in my deck that was really good because it heals 3 damage from your base if you have another Republic unit. So, getting out a bunch of like Clone Trooper tokens and then playing this let me heal quite a few times, so really like that card. That'll see use. Squadron of Vultures. Droideka Security, good card. Oh, Resupply. I was actually gonna say, I feel like a lot of the green cards I've seen thus far don't do ramp in this set. So I don't know if they're trying to get away from each color being like a specific thing, but yeah, I was actually kind of surprised none of the green cards I pulled last night had any sort of ramp ability. So Resupply would have been nice to have. Grim Resolve. Favorable Delegate. Droid Cohort. Phase 2 Clone Trooper. Oh, Ambush is always fun. Steadfast Senator, Obi-Wan's Aether Sprite, which I pulled one of these, didn't use it in my deck. Bold Resistance. Ooh, a legendary. The Invasion of Christophus. Don't know what Christophus is. Exploit 4, choose an opponent, defeat each unit that player controls. Holy crap. So that seems like it'd be really, really mean. It's expensive, but if you can do the exploit 4, you can reduce its cost by 8, which is pretty huge. So that could be fun, especially in Twin Suns. That could be a real fucking mean card. So nice to have gotten another legendary. And what's our card underneath? Oh! Okay. Hyper Foil Twice the Pride. That's pretty sick. Okay. Hey, there's Leader Dooku. I'm gonna say he's only a common, so he shouldn't be too hard to get. But yeah, he seems like a fun card. Gives Separatist cards from your hand exploit 1, which isn't huge, but can add up with other exploit that they already have. So very excited about that. I would love to try a exploit heavy deck. Sundari, Coruscant Guard, used him quite a few times. The Ohm Series Officer, Outspoken Representative, B2 Legionaries. I had these in my deck, and every goddamn time they came into play, instantly got removed. Every single time. It was uncanny. Like, I'd play them, and my opponent would have something that let them remove cards. Old access codes, Trade Federation Shuttle, Wolfpack Escort, Republic Attack Pod, Republic Commando, which is a really good card if you have enough cards to get the Saboteur. So I'm sure he will see plenty of play in decks of mine, especially in Twin Sun decks, because Saboteur is excellent in that. Sanctioner Shuttle. Coordinate when played, this unit captures an enemy non-leader unit that costs 3 or less. I kept being the victim of capture last night. It was real obnoxious. Echo. Captain Typho. Corner of the Prey. I pulled one of these last night. Didn't really take a good look at it. Attack with a unit, it gets +1/+0 for this attack for each damage on the defender at the start of the attack. Oh, okay. I can see where that would be good, especially against leaders. Give it to something that has Overwhelm and throw it at something that has taken a lot of damage already. That could be really fun. And Trade Federation Shuttle Foil. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out the best setup for this camera rig. So I'm at weird angles here. Quinleon Voss. This is one of the leaders I pulled last night. No idea who he is. But I was happy to see him because it meant no dupe leaders pulled. The Nest. Trade Federation Shuttle. Encouraging Leadership. Had this in my deck, only got to play it once. But did the job. Headhunter Squadron. Bold Recon Commando. More Saboteur. Love to see it. Royal Guard Attaché. When played, deal 2 damage to this unit. I mean, I guess he's a 5, so it goes down to a 3. I don't know, this doesn't seem super great, but I'm sure somebody who's better at the game than me will be more knowledgeable. Hyperspace Republic Commando. Got a lot of Republic Commandos. Infiltrating Demolisher. No idea what that is, but he's got like a top hat. Why does he have a top hat? Whatever, good for him. I can't pull off a top hat. On the doorstep. This would have been a card to have last night. So that could be fun. Heroes on both sides. Prisoner of War. Synchronized Strike. Deal damage to an enemy unit equal to the number of units you control in its arena. So this is one of those cards that'd be really annoying after you vomit out a bunch of tokens. Because then you can just go, okay, well I'm gonna play this and hit you for like 8 damage. That could be fun. Vulture Interceptor Wing. Luminaria Unduli. I think I got one of her last night, but I don't remember. But she gains grit when you have coordinate, which is pretty great. And our foil, Confederate Courier. Anyway, if any of you guys partake in a pre-release event, did you do well? Did you have fun? Get any good pulls? I had a good time, despite the fact that I got destroyed. Like I said, I won 1 game out of 6. Or I guess not out of 6, because... now I can't count. 1 game out of 7. But I had a good time. Alright. Chancellor Palpatine, playing both sides. So this is like the coolest card in this set. So it's Chancellor Palpatine on one side, and then Darth Sidious on the other. So he never deploys as a unit, but he lets you like ignore aspect penalties for like clone troopers and stuff. So it's really, really cool. I was actually really hoping to pull him, so I'm very happy I got one. Would really like the showcase, but again, not holding my breath on that. So this is one of those other cards that I saw prior to going to the pre-release and thought, yeah, that would be fun. So really, really excited to have that in my hand, in my collection now. All right, level 1313, Ryloth Militia, Bold Recon Commando, Infantry of the 212, these guys are pretty good. Factoid Spider Droid, Heavy Persuader Tank, Hyperspace B2 Legionnaires. I wonder how good some of these cards will be in Twin Suns because of how prevalent stuff like Coordinate is. But I think if you do it right, you could probably pull it off. Droid Cohort, Droid Deployment. Another thing just lets you create tokens. Like stuff like that I think would be good in Twin Suns if you want to go that route. Confederate Tri-Fire, bases can't be healed. That would be mean in Twin Suns. Play it after you've knocked somebody out so you get the health back on your base and then make it so nobody else can gain health. Sword and Shield Maneuver. Padme Amidala. Ooh, and another legendary in Ahsoka Tano. Tano? I don't know. I never watched. When you control fewer units than an opponent, including this unit gains Ambush. And then she has a 2-cost action, return this unit and each upgrade on her to her owner's hands. So that's pretty good, actually. Because she's not super expensive, so you can bounce her back to your hand and get rid of annoying attachments or upgrades that your opponent maybe played on her. Or if she's getting close to death, bounce her back to your hand and play her again at full health. So that could be fun. And our foil is a Jar Jar Binks. Oh my god. Ugh. Not only do I hate Jar Jar as a character, but I'm sorry, this art is atrocious. It's just a waste of a foil. Alright. Padme. Crystal City. Separatist Super Tank. Okay. So exploit 3 on this could be pretty huge because it could make it cost only 3 to play it. And you sack a couple like cheaper units or stuff that's about to die anyway and get an 8/8 on the board for cheap. Love that. Dendup's Loyalist. Perilous Position. My last opponent had 2 of these in his deck and somehow managed to get one every time I played a card that I did not want him to have this for. Because it's a -2/-2 and it exhausts when played. And just every time I would play a big heavy hitting unit, he would toss this out, exhaust it, and it would be worthless for a turn. And it was just really annoying. Droid Commando. Batch Brothers. Knight of the Republic. Now this guy's pretty cool. And I could see him doing pretty well in something like Twin Suns, because when he's attacked, you create a Clone Trooper token. So if your opponent only has weaker stuff and has to keep sort of throwing things at him to finally get rid of him, you could probably get 2, 3, maybe even 4 tokens out of him. So he could be really fun. Freelance Assassin. Dwarf Spider Droid. Creative Thinking. Aura Singh, I had her in my deck last night, got to play her all at once. Again, I think she's probably a good card because she has Overwhelm, and when enemy ground unit attacks my base, she readies. So she's good. I think she was just too expensive for my deck, but could be very fun. I mean, a 7/6 with Overwhelm is pretty brutal. Plo Koon. No, he's a fan favorite. Manufactured Soldiers. Be a good card in Twin Suns. Consolidation of Power. Choose any number of friendly units. You may play a unit from your hand if its cost is less than or equal to the combined power of the chosen units for free. Then defeat the chosen units. So again, if you've got a bunch of stuff about to die, pop this and get a big expensive unit for free. That could be pretty sick. And our foil is a Headhunter Squadron. Yeah, despite the fact that I'm not a huge fan of the prequels and I never watched Clone Wars. I mean, I watched the micro series, the Genndy Tartakovsky one. I'm really liking this set. Definitely much more than Shadows. Alright. Previzila. I have no idea who this guy is. Oh, he's a Mandalorian. Get out of here. Tapioca City. Take Captive. Volunteer Soldier. Raid. Always fun. Control a trooper unit. She costs 1 less to play. Always appreciate that. Strategic Analysis, I also had in my deck last night. Seems like a good card, never got to play it. 5 resources to draw 3 cards. There was always just something else those resources needed to go to. Daughter of Dathomir. So that could be fun. Strategic Acumen. Reckless Torrent. Another ETA2 Light Interceptor. Hidden Sharpshooter. Ambush is just so good. Breaking In. Battle Droid Legion. I think I pulled one of these last night too. Pretty expensive, but you can play it for 5 if you do the exploit, and then when it dies it creates tokens that you can then use to further exploit stuff out for cheap. So I can see this being good in a deck designed around it. So I might try that. Lethal Crackdown. Savage Oppress. This is one of those characters with the hands down worst fucking name in Star Wars. I mean, that right there is like Warhammer level shit naming. I'm sorry. Let's see. When played, if you control fewer units, including this one, than an opponent, ready this unit. So he seems like a good card, but I will probably never use him. Another rare base, Pow City. Each leader unit you control gets +0/+1. I pulled one of these, I think. This would be great in Twin Suns, but not sure how great it will be in a normal deck. But I like that it feels like they're creating more stuff that is going to be better in Twin Suns, because I really like that format. And Anakin's Interceptor is our foil. Pretty nice card. I like that everything involving Anakin is like, if your base has a bunch of damage on it, this card gets better. Newt Gunnery. Displace again. Alright. Drop in Droideka Security. Advanced Recon Commando. B1 Attack Platform. Perilous Position. Arc 170. Hotshot V-Wing. Super Battle Droid. Just nice vanilla. Political Pressure. Repossess. Reprocess. I guess it's the same thing, isn't it? Death by Droids. Defeating it costs 3 or less, create 2 Battle Droid tokens. That could be fun. Heavy. Raid 2 with Coordinate. That's pretty mean. And deal 1 damage to each enemy ground unit when defeated. Alright. Oh, man. Oh, no, this is the one I pulled last night. The Arena, where each leader unit you control gets +1/+0. So yeah, like those two bases are probably really geared towards Twin Suns, but I could see this being good with maybe like Maul, because he's a 6. So I'm pumping him up to a 7 with Overwhelm. Could be pretty brutal. And our foil is Clone Dive Trooper. Didn't even know those were a thing, but there you go. Obi-Wan. Mining Facility. Volunteer Soldier. Vanguard Droid Bomber. Padawan Starfighter. Separatist Super Tank. Batch Brothers. Ion Tank. Patrolling AAT. The Dive Trooper. I'm surprised this is a common and we've only pulled 2. In Pursuit. This is a pretty good card. Use it to exhaust like a cheapo like battle droid token and exhaust a big enemy unit. Zero the Hutt. Aussie Sobek. Calculating Magna Guard. And legendary Darth Maul. Okay. And then our Take Captive is our foil. Three legendaries, not going to complain about that thus far. Long Leader, 1313. Attaché, Encouraging Leadership, Grim Resolve, Outspoken Representative, B2 Legionnaires, Strategic Analysis, another Republic Commando, Breaking In, Droid Deployment, Padme again, Repossess, ATTE Vanguard, hey, the Zillo Beast. So this is a pretty mean card. And our foil is a Boom Series Officer. So I saw somebody on Reddit posted their pre-release polls and got like 3 showcases somehow, which is just fucking insane. really kind of jealous of that. Like I said, I'm not banking on getting any showcases, but man, he got, I think, Mace Windu, Palpatine, and Ahsoka, maybe? I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember being incredibly jealous because that's an insanely stacked box there. And I wouldn't have minded getting that myself. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm not out here expecting to pull the greatest, most expensive cards in the game. And, you know, the fact that I got Palpatine is fine. I'm happy to have a version of it. You know, would it have been nice to pull the showcase and maybe, you know, make a pretty penny off of it? Sure, but I'm not going to get greedy. Ugh. Public defense carrier. Ooh. This unit costs 1 less to play for each unit controlled by the opponent who controls the most units. So, could be good in Twin Suns, could be good in a regular deck against somebody playing, like, token spam. Aid from the Innocent is our rare, which I think I pulled last night. And our foil is Patrolling AAT. Is that? Did we? Wait. No, this is just the hyperspace. Whew, for a hot second I got excited. But cool, hyperspace Dooku leader. Crystal City. But yeah, I think I just built a bad, way too expensive deck, forgetting that, you know, I only had 30 cards to work with, so I was very quickly getting behind, and there were just some games I couldn't catch up on damage or, like, unit deployment. But, like I said, I had a good time at the pre-release. I'm glad I went. I don't usually do like organized play stuff. I'm always afraid it's going to be a little too competitive, a little too sweaty for my liking. So sealed and draft are sort of my ideal organized play, because then I feel like everybody's sort of on the same starting ground, and I like that. So Guerrilla Insurgency, pulled one of these. And our foil, heroes on both sides. A single foil rare yet? Nope. We have a hyperspace rare, but no foil. Hey, there she is. And hyperspace nonetheless. She just seems like a really fun card because you get to ignore the aspect penalty on clones. Hyperspace Pike Palace too. Alright. But yeah, I don't do a lot in terms of organized play. I'm debating going to like a Morcana League, but I don't know. There's a part of me that's like, well, why would I pay $6 to go get my ass kicked by over-competitive players when I can just stay home and do something more productive with my team? So, not quite sold on that yet, but maybe. But yeah, this was sort of right up my alley because everybody's going in blind. I mean, I'm sure people were less blind than me because they probably followed all the spoilers, but you never know what you're going to pull. And there's no, oh, I bought these singles and therefore my deck is better and therefore I win. Asajj Ventress. She seems like she could be fun. There's a hero leader version for her. Wouldn't mind pulling that. R2-D2. And our rare is the Invisible Hand. And our foil is our Public Defense Carrier. Yeah, back when I was still playing Magic, basically the only way I played was either EDH before it became like an official format, when it was still just, you know, a fan thing that a bunch of, you know, people were just doing for giggles, or drafts. Like, I didn't do Friday Night Magic because, like, there was no point in me showing up to get my ass kicked by somebody who dropped $1,000 into a deck. I had better things to do with my life. And I feel the same way with this and like Lorcana and Flesh and Blood. Like, I really struggle playing things that either aren't like the casual multiplayer format or like sealed. So one of those cards got hit a lot last night. Sand Hills are rare, and our foil is OC Sobek. Trying to plow through these last handful of packs before my camera dies on me. Alright, 6 more packs. Let's lightning around this bitch. That guy, that. Drop in, tank. But yeah, I really like draft. I would love to go to a draft of this or Lorcana, but they're just not on nights that have worked for me recently. So we'll see. It's also like $30 to do a draft sometimes, which sucks because licensing fees. Foresight is our rare, and our foil is another tank. Yeah, I do wish Star Wars and Lorcana were a tad cheaper on a per pack basis. Wat Tamor, another rare leader. But I get it, they gotta pay that Disney licensing fee. It's all part of the game when you're doing a, you know, an established IP like this. But it does suck when, you know, I remember going to Magic drafts and paying, I think, less than $20. So to now be like, oh yeah, you know, it's like $25 to $30 for a draft, kind of puts me off wanting to do it, but Kashyyyk Defender. We'll see. Maybe I'll be able to make it work. Another droid manufactory. Okay. And, oh hey, a rare foil in Corner of the Prey. Like a weird... I don't know if it's not really showing up on the camera, but there's a line through it. I wonder if it's a misprint of some sort. I doubt it. I'm sure it's just a weird happenstance of the foiling. Captain Rex, Crystal City. But yeah, I really like draft. I like sealed. I like that, like I said, everybody's sort of on even ground. There's no my wallet's bigger, therefore I win sort of bullshit happening. You can just go, build a deck, play, and it really feels like it's more about skill to me in those situations. So that's definitely what I prefer. Oh, Shakti, used her last night. Another Rush Clovis. And our foil is Daughter of Dathomir. Obi-Wan. Lair of Grievous. But yeah, I had a good time. I hope you guys, if any of you went, had a good time. I am excited to play more Star Wars now that I have a bigger collection. I will probably try and build a Twin Suns deck, even though I don't have a huge selection of cards. But I'm also really excited for the set 1 reprint coming later this year. Malevolence, nice. So rare, and our foil is Sandhill, another foil rare, alright. So I'm hoping to get a lot more gaming in, a lot more Star Wars in, I should say, once the set 1 reprint comes out. Because there's a lot of cards in there that I like and I'm interested in, but I'm not willing to try and hunt down singles if I don't have to, and I like opening packs and all that, so. But I'm excited for set 4 that looks like it's going to finally introduce Space Leaders, which is what Thrawn should have been from the fucking beginning, but I'm excited. I think the future of this game is pretty bright, and I enjoy it. I think this is a good game. I think it's very fun. You know, I do like Star Wars. I'm one of those rare fans who actually likes most things Star Wars. So, I'm excited to see what we get. Brain Invaders, alright. And then... oh, okay. Hyperfoil Legendary goes in the sleeve. Hell yes. Alright. Last pack, folks. Will we top a Hyperfoil Legendary? Probably not. But let's see what we get anyway. Showcase? Nope. Alright. Devastating Gunship. Corsair Guard. Grenade Strike. Infantry of the 212th. Ryloth Militia. Vanguard Droid Bomber. In Pursuit. Phase 2 Clone Trooper. B1 Security Team. Squad Support. I think, is this a reprint from an older set? I don't remember. Self-Destruct. That's a card I want to try. Private Manufacturing. And the rare is a Fine Edition. And our foil is the Elite P-38 Starfighter. Alright. Well, we got 4 legendaries, one of which is a hyperfoil, so I'm not going to complain about that. And I got most of the cards I wanted. I didn't get the Unit Grievous, but I will probably buy more of this set. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Check out the links below for a link to the Instagram. And I'm looking forward to doing more stuff with Star Wars and doing more content for you. Again, thanks so much for watching. I hope you liked it. Take care.